If you're new here, if you're old here, the only thing to do is to subscribe. Welcome back. This is the Sebastian Stewart Johnson Show, hosted by the Black Menaces, and I appreciate you spending your time here with me. Like I said, subscribe, like the video already. Let's jump into it. Today we're talking about the investigation on Biden and the quote-unquote Biden crime family. It's a whole lot of nonsense that Republicans are using taxpayer money to waste time, which I think we should be aggravated about. So let's jump into some of the videos. In these videos, we're going to listen to this guy named Lev Parnas. He's a Ukrainian-American businessman who worked closely with Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump in an attempt to find damaging information about Joe Biden and his son, all linking to some crazy conspiracy around the Biden crime family. These videos, we're going to watch him speak against Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump, exposing the lack of credibility for this investigation and for the lack of ethics regarding the investigation on behalf of Trump and Giuliani, excuse me. Anyways, no more talking. Let's jump into it. Let's watch what's going on.
Today, I ask you to consider the following. In nearly a year traveling the world and interviewing officials in different countries, I found precisely zero evidence of the Biden's corruption in Ukraine. No credible source has ever provided proof of criminal activity, not the FBI, CIA, nor the NSA. No respectable Ukrainian official has ever said that the Biden did anything illegal, including former President Poroshenko and former Prosecutor General Yuri Lutsenko. Even when CEO of Burisma, Mykola Zlochevsky, was offered a deal by Rudy Giuliani in exchange for information on the Bidens, he provided none, because there is none. The only information ever pushed on the Bidens in Ukraine has come from one source, and one source only: Russia and Russian agents. The impeachment proceedings that bring us here now are predicated on false information spread by the Kremlin. Everyone involved knew.
So this bit of a preview right now. This hearing is going to be hot, so stand by for more on that. I want to bring in Jesse Waters right.
So you heard him loud and clear. Let's go over a few things that just happened. At the very end, Fox News cut him off because he was basically saying the whole investigation is a sham and a waste of time. He said it's predicated on misinformation from the Kremlin, from Russia. It's a Russian disinformation campaign to affect the United States elections. He says this at the Capitol, talking to Congress people. He says this on live TV, and they aired on Fox News on accident because what does Fox News know? Not really a lot. That's why they were sued for $1 billion. But you heard him very clearly that no matter how long they looked, they found zero information of illegal activity linking Joe Biden with any of these things. There is nothing, and he repeats, and I repeat, nothing that Joe Biden did illegally related to Ukraine and money. And I think that's so important to say and say again, because the right is spewing conspiracy theories, and all they're really trying to do is put the same type of pressure that's on Donald Trump right now with his 91 felony charges and this continual breaking of the law onto Joe Biden. They're trying to create some type of like, oh, he's a criminal too. They're both, lesser of two evils. Donald Trump didn't do it because they're trying to cover up Joe Biden's scandal. That's what they're trying to do. They're not doing well because they literally just had somebody working with Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani say, no, this never happened. There's nothing there. Clear as day. Let's jump into the next video. This next video is Maxwell Frost, our Gen Z congressman. We love him. We're grateful for him. And he's talking to Lev Parnas. And they go over some really important stuff. It's a little bit longer. I'm going to break it up in segments.
Authors of the Republican Burisma report would be your, quote, guy in the Senate to push all the information, end quote. What did you mean by that?
Senator Ron Johnson was our guy in the Senate. It was told to me that when we push the information, he's going to push it.
You heard that clear as day, did you not? A United States Senator pushed disinformation in the halls of Congress. That's crazy. Let's keep going because Maxwell Frost lays it out perfectly.
So when the media was getting skeptical about pushing disinformation after they've proven it wrong time and time again, the plan was to have a U.S. Senator, Ron Johnson, to push that disinformation even further.
Correct, because we had Congressman Nunes already doing it, so Senator Ron Johnson jumped on board.
So they already had a United States congressman They had a United States senator and was like, okay, let's all go together to push disinformation.
This Congress, both Chairman Comer and Chairman Jordan, have centered this entire sham impeachment hearing on an FBI tip sheet. This tip sheet made wild claims about bribery that didn't even come close to being backed up. And in fact, it's all being proved to be one big lie. Mr. Parnas, is the allegation in the FBI tip sheet based on the same fabricated claims that Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani flew you to Ukraine to dig up?
Yes.
A sham investigation. They sent him to Ukraine to dig up information. Nothing was found. It's simple as that. Like, there is no investigation. He tried, he failed. Nothing there.
I also want to make it clear that the informant allegedly behind this tip sheet is facing criminal charges for lying about the Biden family and was a known fraud for years before that. The same fabricated claim kept popping up and getting smacked down over and over again. In fact, our colleagues at the Foreign Affairs Committee did some amazing work on this in investigation and found that this lie dates back to December 2015, almost 10 years ago. Do you happen to know the article that I'm referring to?
I don't know the exact article, but I do know that the slide has started way back in 2015.
Started about 10 years ago. It was an article entitled, quote, "The Ukrainian Scam of the Biden Family," end quote. And it was posted to a Russian language media website registered in a city in Russian-occupied Crimea. Mr. Parnas, do you have any doubt that this fabrication claim, the claim that Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani sent you to Ukraine to try to dig up more information on, is part of Russian propaganda and an effort to destabilize Ukraine and undermine our democracy?
As I said here today, I have zero doubt that Russia's involved. This is a Russian campaign to interfere in our elections.
Thank you.
And that is the fact of the matter. This is a Russian campaign to interfere in our elections. As simple as that. The conspiracy theory around this started in a Russian paper in Russian-occupied territory of Crimea. There's really nothing to add besides the fact that this is a Russian interference campaign, and that's something that the conservatives are running wild with. Does that not make you feel just a little uncomfortable that a Russian interference campaign is aligned with half of our country, that Fox News and the conservative people are spouting? We should be uncomfortable. Again, who's the threat to our democracy? Trump is. Simple as that. Because Trump is radicalizing the right in a way that has never been radicalized before to align more with Russia than the truth. And that's the Sebastian Stewart Johnson Show. Thank you. Bye-bye.